Hi, this is Barry here, and you're very welcome to today's podcast episode from WriteCome.com. And today I thought we'd have a look at why you need to be careful of following Amazon's business plan. Now, the idea for this podcast episode came about from an email I got recently from Ben Settle. And the subject line of the email was why Amazon's days are numbered. Now, you're probably wondering, well, how could you say that about such a big company like Amazon is the largest retailer in the world? And going from the statistics of this past Christmas, it had its best retail sales. So it just seems to be growing from strength to strength. And, because a company is so big like that, you're probably thinking, well, what can go wrong for it? But there's been so many companies in the past who have grown to huge heights and become, well known in particular areas, and then all of a sudden just overnight they disappeared. Like, probably we had the social media, the Bebo, the Bebo. I was going to say Bieber there for a second. The Bebos of yesteryear. We had, all the old, the high street shops who were, huge at the time, and nowadays you can walk down the street and they mostly got boarded up, or they've been replaced by a coffee shop or something like that. And things change over time, and it could be the same too for Amazon. And in the email, Ben was talking about how Jeff Bezos brought up that Amazon's success could fall apart by being only known as the cheapest place in town. Once you're known as the cheapest place in town, if that's all that your business is riding on, all it takes is for another person to come into town, then reduce their prices lower than yours, deliver more or less the same kind of service, and, deliver, if, for example, if somebody was going to take over Amazon, all they would have to do was reduce their prices lower than Amazon. If they could compete with delivering the products at as well as Amazon do, you would find people would just jump ship and they would leave Amazon and go over there. And because of that, then, you are kind of limited if you're thinking, well, if my business plan is to be the cheapest in town, it's a bad business plan, because, at the end of the day, somebody, like I said, can come in and reduce their products lower than yours, and, they can snap up the majority of the market. So you've got to think further than, just reducing your prices. For example, if Jeff Bezos or the other company came in and reduced their prices, in that situation, none of us would win, because, workers would get paid lower wages, the products would get made cheaper, and, all of us would lose out because of it. So, when it comes to your business plan, you've got to think beyond, price matching and, and thinking, how can you differentiate yourself and how can you separate yourself from everybody else out there? One of the first things you can do is don't price match. If you see everybody else is selling their, their fiction book or romance book maybe for 99 cents, chances are good, that maybe that is, a price point that a lot of customers will go for. But if you're just reducing your price down because everybody else has reduced your price, their price down to 99 cents, that's not a good marketing plan. Because if you look to maybe the guy or the gal next to you who's writing in the same genre as you, there's a good chance maybe they're not actually thinking about about the prices. They're just more or less just copying everybody else, and then you're copying them. So nobody is really, it's like the land of the blind, where everybody's just kind of leading each other, walking off the edge of the cliff, and nobody seems to know what they're doing. So you've got to think about, why are you reducing your prices? If you're reducing your prices too low and you're running maybe Amazon ads or something like that, are you making a profit on those books by reducing down so low? Because just because somebody else is doing maybe the same thing, maybe buying Amazon ads and reducing the prices down, who knows, they could be making a loss on it. Maybe they're doing that price reduction for some reason. Maybe they're reducing their prices down to 99 cents because, they're trying to get leads to go on our responder list where they're going to sell products at the back end. You don't know that, and if you're just competing with them on the front end just on the 99 cents and you haven't got the business plan that they have behind that, you're going to go broke, or you're just not going to make any profit. It's not going to be worth your while releasing any books and writing. And I don't want you to be like that. So think beyond reducing prices. As you're probably seeing then too as well, like Amazon originally was probably the bookstore, and now they've moved into other retails, and now they've moved into all these smart devices, the Kindles, the, Alexa, and all those smart devices that you have from the, around the home. So they're kind of branching out. So they're not relying on just, being the cheapest book bookstore in the world. And you've probably seen the same too at Amazon. Amazon was once recognized as the best search engine, but they've branched out from that and they've gone into the Google ads, and then they've gone into maybe the Google cars and all these different inventions that they have down the line that are going to work in, so they're not limiting themselves to the one thing. And so it should be with you. If you are writing maybe non-fiction books, if you think, well, I'm going to make a living on selling my books for 99 cents or $2.99, that's probably not going to be the case. What you need to do is you need to have a better business plan than that. If you're doing maybe something that's non-fiction where you can teach or you can coach somebody, you should have some kind of video course or some kind of one-on-one coaching or something like that, so that you're not relying on the income stream just from the books alone, that you can make more money on the back end. And then because of that then too, because if other people then are competing with you and they don't have that back end, you will be around far longer than they will, because you're not relying on that kind of one income stream and that one business plan. So have a look at what you're doing today, because the last thing I want is you to go into bankruptcy because you're reducing your prices down so low and you're not making a living from your writing. Another thing then too is be unique. Put some kind of uniqueness in what you do, because once you do that, you can't be copied. For example, all the podcasts are out there. None of them are my podcast. I'm putting my own stamp on the podcast I'm doing here for WriteCome, and nobody can copy it. Probably what people would say. People would probably say, well, I wouldn't set out to create a podcast that's so bad. But I'm just saying that you need to be a little bit unique. Put your uniqueness into it. Like if you look at movies nowadays, like a Tom Cruise movie is a Tom Cruise film. If I want to see Tom Cruise, I go to a Tom Cruise movie. If I wanted to buy a James Patterson book, I would go out purposely to buy a James Patterson book, because they have separated themselves from Tom Cruise from all the other movie actors, and James Patterson from all the fiction writers, because he has created something unique. When you go to a Tom Cruise movie, you know what you're going to expect. You same with a James Patterson book. If you are going to buy one of his books, you know what to expect. You're not kind of part of the bland kind of magnolia ball of other actors or other writers out there. And the same goes to you. How can you put a stamp on what you're doing? Because you can charge a little bit more for that uniqueness, because people want to buy into your personality. People want to know more about you, and what can you give away or create that can't be found anywhere else, that you can put your name to. Just as I said, don't think just price alone, that you're competing on price. You need to separate yourself from that, because as I said before, like if Jeff Bezos is given some serious thought to how Amazon can, be brought down because of prices, well then, it's something that you should be thinking then too as well. I remember a while back I wrote about Ryanair, which, if you don't know, is an Irish airline. And at the time they were the largest in Europe, and they're one of the fastest growing airlines in the world. And it seemed like there was no stopping them. They were just buying up other airlines that had gone bankrupt, and they were expanding, and they were flying out to different countries and all that. And it seemed like they were just on the up and up. They were never, it didn't seem like there was any downfall for them at all. And then all of a sudden their kind of Achilles heel, which was their pilots, suddenly went on strike, and then the whole business just froze. So whatever you're doing, however any business looks huge, there's probably an Achilles heel somewhere that they could be brought down on. And I don't want you to beat that like that then too. So what is your Achilles heel? If you're competing on price, well then I'm afraid that it's going to be a losing battle for you, because you're always going to have people who are going to come in below you, reducing their prices. So you've got to think beyond your books. You've got to think, can I create audio books? Can I create paperback books? Can I create training courses? Can I create maybe merchandise from the content I'm creating? Try and branch out in as many different places as you can. And then, it might end up maybe that the Amazon ads that you're buying or whatever it is are a lost leader, because maybe you're not making a profit back on the ads, but you can use those fresh readers that are coming through this, this chain that you have, that you can sell more products to them further down the line, that you can make more money off them, and you're putting your business on a stronger footing because of it. So give some consideration into what you're doing today. If Jeff Bezos is, worried that Amazon could be, brought down by another competitor, I think it's maybe you should be thinking the same yourself. How can I be brought down by another author, and how can you secure your business so that it won't happen to you? So I hope you enjoyed this podcast episode. I hope it maybe gave you some kind of something to think about. And if you enjoyed this episode, I would really appreciate it if you could share it with one other person. Or if you want to come over to the WriteCome site, we have a great store over here. We have a lot of writing products, reports, and all those different things that you can learn more about the writing craft and how to promote your work. We're glad to see you over here. So if you want to come over to writecome.com, that's WriteCome.com. So as always, thanks for your time today. Take care and have a great day. Bye bye.